Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Forbidden One. Thanks for your support. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker, as we, once again, explore the strange assortment of marauders and misfits that Silverleaf has surrounded himself with. Now, last time we got to know our resident atheist art critic, so today we're getting to know our resident undead psychopath. Unsurprisingly, she is in fact evil, so I'm expecting something suitably horrifying. Let's find out. Jaethal greets you with a nod. Speak. Jaethal, I would like to hear your story. Stories. Jaethal shrugs. Stories are boring and a waste of time. I have killed. I was exiled from Keonan. I died. I was raised by Urgathoa's gift. That is my story. Oh, well, I guess that's that then. Who were you before your exile? It's rather amusing. I belonged to a wealthy family and held high position on the courts of Iadara, the capital of Keonan. When my little wrongdoings were revealed, the trial was held in the very same court where I tried cases and delivered sentences over several hundred years. An awkward situation, don't you think? Who did you kill, and why? Family. 4. Jaethal's voice is calm and ordinary, as if she's speaking of something trivial. But why is the more interesting question. What is the worth of 1,000 years if you cannot enjoy it like your first 10 dozen springs? The elf's voice sounds unusually vehement. Everyone considers elves ever young, but our youthfulness is but a mask, a threadbare ritual gown. What lies underneath? The dust of years and jaded repetition. With each year, the dust grows thicker, and erstwhile joys cease to excite, and cloy as a dish you've tasted 1,000 times. Long did I search for a way to avert this fate. Don't I, who has truly tasted life, deserve a better lot than those benumbed old elves who close themselves to the world? And I found a way in the ancient texts of Urgathoa, a ritual involving the blood of my kin. A trifle that would make each day feel as a holiday, created specially for me. The ritual gave strength not only to my body, but to my mind and my soul, and my mind whirled at every sensation, each sip of wine or silken caress. Oh, how I miss this. My cousin was the first I used for the ritual. It was a simple matter to pass her death as an unfortunate accident. But the enchantment would not last. I had to find another and again conceal my trail. With the third death, my family grew suspicious, and upon the fourth, my deeds were finally revealed. Such a pity. If not for this, my unlife even now would overflow with burning pleasure. For I have dozens of useless relatives. Well, I'm glad to see you've seen the error of your ways. Did you kill innocent elves for entertainment and pleasure? That's abominable. Yes, I have, Jaethal shrugs. Use whatever high-sounding words you wish to describe my deeds. Say abominable if it suits you. Reasonable and honest would fit just as well. Oh, well, when you put it that way. Do you have family in Keonan? Anyone who is dear to you? Do you mean someone I would hesitate to sacrifice? Perhaps my daughter. I would regret the wasted effort. The creature turned out quite well. Like a properly trained dog or a well-managed horse. Okay. Is exile your only punishment for murder? For an elf, Jaethal says pointedly, exile is a serious punishment. There is no other Kyonin in this world. Even I, who despises its hypocrisy, must admit as much. Then how did you die? And what happened after? Jaethal frowns. I don't remember my death. I was stunned by the sentence of exile, and I admit, I showed weakness. I wandered aimless, absorbed in despair, without concern for my safety or sustenance. And then, I remembered desolate rocks, a stone I lay upon, a convulsion passing not only through my whole body, but through my soul. Then I awakened, cold, calm, my body overwhelmed with strength, but haunted by a strange internal silence. There were bloody prints of bone feet on the stone next to me, the sign of the goddess. A battle scythe lay nearby. That was the first and last time I heard Urgathoa's voice. She spoke but 3 words. Hail the Inquisitor. That is all. She has neither addressed me nor answered my pleas ever since. I will not bother you with a story of how I tried to comprehend my new condition. Soon I had a chance to put my new powers to the test. A group of my kin had tracked me through the woods. They were insolent, and would pay dearly for that. But I had to reckon how I might free myself from their persistent chase. A powerful protector from among the short-lived could help me, and the Sword Lord seemed suitable. That is all. Tell me about your birthplace, asked Silverleaf, the elf. From your question, I assume you're not from Kyonin, right? Right. I was born in other lands, but always wanted to know more about the homeland of elves. I hope you do not ask from idle curiosity. Kyonin is the birthplace of the elves. The other races are allowed to visit, within reasonable limits, usually only as far as Greengold. That is the enclave for half-breeds and the short-lived, a whim of our queen. I enjoyed going there sometimes, as to a wild beast show. Beyond this caricature of a city, Kyonin is a mixture of grandeur and the sad remains of ancient glory. Next to today's graceful dwellings lie the ruins of ancient monuments and fountains. Elves prefer to live in small groups, in secluded settlements. The most outgoing and ambitious live in the capital, Yadara. Daily life is filled with the efforts of 100-year-old infants seeking worthy goals, and 1,000-year-old stony cynics entertaining themselves however they can. That is all. It's scarcely worth mentioning that even this gloom is far more tempting than anything one finds in the lands of the short-lived. I'm afraid my story sounded too skeptical. You should definitely visit Kyonin. Only there can you really understand what it means to be an elf, with all the benefits and vices that come with it. I'll keep that in mind. Enough talking about your past. As you wish. What's it like to be undead? Do you wish to know what it means to me personally, or what powers and limitations it imposes? Do you regret not being alive anymore? A shadow passes over Jaethal's face. You surely know how to ask questions. She says nothing for a long time. 2 desires led me through life: to feel pleasure time and time again, and to achieve perfection. Unlife brought me closer to the second. I am changeless, torn from time. The chaos of the world and even the soul circle have no power over me. But everything comes with a price. Most things that brought me pleasure in life are meaningless to me now. How can I decide which is better? There's no purpose in living only for yourself. It makes life and unlife equally senseless. Agreed. Jaethal yawns pointedly. How do healing spells, prayers, and potions affect you? Dreadfully, of course. Your healers had better stay away from me in battle. The undead are healed through interaction with negative energy, and I can perfectly manage that on my own. You don't need to sleep, right? I am spared from that bothersome need, but I hope you do not take this as a reason to invent additional responsibilities to entertain me during the night. I spend this time meditating and addressing the goddess. What about, carnal pleasures? A tactless and facile question. That pleasure is now as senseless to me as food or wine. Action without feeling. Jaethal cringes. Thank you. I have no more questions about this. Apparently not. Tell me about your goddess. It might sound strange, but I know less than others about Urgathoa and her faith. My transformation into her Inquisitor was unexpected, but I will answer to the best of my knowledge. What do you know of Urgathoa herself? Oh, certainly. Urgathoa was once a mortal woman, basking in life and all the pleasures it had to offer. Her passion was so strong that Urgathoa rebelled against Pharasma, against death itself and its laws. After her own death, she escaped the power of the Lady of Graves, and returned to the world as a goddess, and the first undead. Since then, she has protected all who submit their souls to pleasure and passion, paying no heed to worn-out morals and the dictates of law. What does it mean to be an Inquisitor of Urgathoa? This question is more complicated than it seems. An Inquisitor is by nature the most zealous defender of their faith, the hand of their goddess in mundane affairs. When I received this title and power, I expected that Urgathoa would tell me my mission. But this never happened. The goddess remained silent. There's only one reasonable explanation I can imagine. Discovering what's expected of me is a part of my mission. So I reflect on this, make my prayers, and wait for a sign. Interesting. Does Urgathoa feud with the other gods? Not Urgathoa, but Pharasma still tries to call her to order, and Sarenrae to heal her. Jaethal laughs at the absurdity. You and Tristian seem to not get along. Can't imagine why that would be. Do we? Jaethal idly brushes invisible dust from her sleeve. He bothers me no more than any overzealous fool. He's tried so dearly to redeem me with his faith. I know a few sweet ways to redeem him with mine. What does Urgathoa require of her followers? To enjoy, to taste exquisite dishes, to feed the lover's caress and drink the enemy's suffering. A wonderful religious obligation, isn't it? And why is the cult of Urgathoa forbidden in much of Golarion? Because Golarion is plagued by narrow-minded cowards. Some tremble at the freedom granted by Urgathoa, others fear the wrath of Pharasma and her priests. Sure, enough about this for now. As you wish. Conversation is truly a waste of time. So, what made you follow me? Ignoring the fact that you actually followed Tartuccio first. Curiosity. The need for a reliable ally. You see, I must come to understand what my goddess seeks from me. Urgathoa gave me the powers of Inquisitor without declaring her will to me. I await her reply, any hint or trace or clue, and I suppose our meeting was no mere accident. Besides, Jaethal cringes. I imagine that several Kyonin assassins still pursue me. They never risked attacking me while I was under the patronage of the Aldori. They are unlikely to attack me while I have reliable allies like you. But why do these assassins follow you? I don't know. They can't have been sent by the Queen. I am branded outlaw, but my punishment was exile, and it is not the custom of elves to contravene their own verdicts. My attackers shouted something about threat and blood. I suppose they are a splinter group of feeble-minded zealots, or someone on a quest for personal revenge. Yeah, that tracks. Thank you for the conversation. Farewell. Oh, and, conversation over. Nice talking to you too, Jaethal. Well, all things considered, that was, actually slightly less horrifying than I was expecting. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jaethal is clearly a monster, and completely unrepentant about her crimes, but she does at least seem reasonable, and in theory, we should be able to keep her on a short leash. We could just kick her loose, but then she'd be out there unsupervised, doing gods knows what. Or we could try killing her, but that's already been shown to literally not stick. So I think our best bet is to keep her close and keep a watchful eye on her. If she steps out of line, at least we'll be here to deal with it. Anyway, that's it for Jaethal, so we'll pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube channel, the official Discord server, the official Facebook page, the official Twitter feed, the fan-run wiki, or the original crowdfunding campaign over on Kickstarter. Links are in the description.